February 4th, 2025 already. Jeez.
Yeah. Goes quick, doesn't it? Everything goes quick. But, yeah, football season absolutely goes fast every year.
Feels like just yesterday. Hop, 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 hop. It doesn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Likely's toe out.
Oh, my God.
Just happened.
Feels like it. And then just blur. Radio Row tomorrow.
Yeah.
Damn.
1 game left.
Son of a...
4 quarters, potentially more.
Whoa.
Of high-level football. That is going to carry us through an off-season of sports we love less than football, but still love.
I love sports.
Because they're sports. The Talks Tip was here at Boston Connor, at Ty Schmidt. Have you wrapped your mind around the fact that we got 1 game left yet?
I have. I've also wrapped my mind around the fact that for me as a Patriots fan, my season kind of starts after the Super Bowl. Free agency, the draft, the combine.
Oh, we're climbing the Lombardi Mountain next year.
Yeah, you think it ends? But really?
Are you all right?
We're basically combine once we get going, man.
The end is just the beginning, I can't wait.
Well, every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end.
Well said.
And what you're talking about is next season. And some other beginning that is ending is 2024-2025 season.
Yeah, it's a bummer.
Yeah, but it's gonna go out in a bang.
I think so, too.
I think the season had an interesting ride, didn't it? At one point, highest rating since 2016. At one point, more eyes than anybody. At one point, though, there was a worry that people forgot how to play offensive football.
Yeah.
Remember, everybody was saying, we need some whole-body DO on this football. Yeah. These guys stink.
It smells.
That's what these guys can't score. What's the BO? Need some DO.
Ew.
This football stinks. That's what a lot of people were saying.
They were.
And guess what the boys did? They figured it out.
Yeah.
Put on their deal.
Always do.
And they smell great.
Yeah, it did.
Dove. Man.
You really got to get that
so
away from your mouth.
Yeah. My mouth smells pretty good before I go over here.
Sure.
But right now, I don't recommend it. I don't think you should do it either. But you get some of this in your mouth, boy, it is pretty refreshing taste.
Yeah, it is.
Your eyes, though, whole different animal.
Tell you what,
If your eyes stink, do not use these.
No.
Do not use Dove Men Care whole body deal. When it says whole body, they're obviously not talking about your eyeballs.
Yeah.
You should not get this in your eyes. Last night, a big part of Super Bowl week happened. Media day. Back in the day, this was run during the day. This was actually something that happened during the day on Tuesdays. Select guys would talk. Everybody else would just kind of sit in the stadium or walk around the convention center uninterrupted, just kind of something. As it's continued to grow, obviously every single country that watches the Super Bowl, which I assume is 90% of the countries in the world, have some sort of representative. Normally there's some zany stuff. Obviously there was a band down there, local band that played in. I assume it was a very famous band. I apologize for not knowing exactly who it is. But nonetheless, it's become a thing. Media Day has become absurd, if you will, and it also provides a lot of access to a lot of guys that don't get to talk about a lot of things. I enjoyed it last night. I enjoyed the clips. Didn't get to see it live because I was doing Monday Night Raw. Jameis Winston was active out there.
Yeah, he was.
How do we feel about Jameis out there? I like Jameis Winston.
Throwing some W cookies up to a couple of the receivers, asking some questions that got some traction. He was cool.
I think there was a couple that maybe he was fed by people, and we need to tell those people, don't ruin Jameis Winston.
Bingo.
Yep.
Please.
Okay?
Let him go.
Please.
Give him the mic.
Please just we don't need you.
He'll figure it out.
Okay? We know you went to journalism school and we make TV stuff. Let Jameis just Jameis, please, because we can tell when he was.
Yep.
And then you see the clip that was like, oh, that was some super genius that had an idea and told Jameis you should ask this in a public place. And then they post it. Mm-hmm. And everything Jameis does is magical. And we're getting to a point where he's going to be in media. Mm-hmm. Let's not try to kill this guy.
Please.
Okay? Let's not try to kill this guy.
Great.
He is going to be an asset to football media, sports media, the world just as a whole.
Bingo.
And he crushed it last night. Now, congrats to Jameis. We can't wait for you to get full-time behind a microphone out there. Great questions, great energy, great vibes, and also massive amount of respect. Every player basically, as soon as they saw Jameis, what up, no? Kind of having a conversation. Mm-hmm. And that's how it'll be forever with Jameis, as long as we don't ruin it.
Mm-hmm.
Just don't ruin it.
Can happen.
We've seen it happen.
Yeah.
Don't think it can't happen with Jameis. Because you know what I mean? I don't think he can.
You can't take Jameis away from Jameis. You can't.
Hopefully.
That's who he is.
Yeah, Jameis too good. Jameis too good,
Hopefully.
His dark side response, being on the dark side of the media.
Yeah.
Him saying he came out of the womb on the dark side, but, he is excited to get everything. I mean, just so perfectly Jameis. Just in the middle, bang, boom, boom, moving. Question throwing dubs, love it. People's favorite color, okay. All right.
Okay.
Excuse me.
Okay.
Okay, that doesn't feel like that is, but nonetheless.
You don't think that's from him? You don't think he came up with that?
I don't know.
Brain buster?
I don't know, but I do. I love Jameis. We all love Jameis. I'm happy he was there, and I hope they give him a microphone more often. But let's watch who we're putting around him. Let's make sure we are taking care of Jameis. He is going to be a special talent whenever it comes to making content. Now, Travis Kelce answered some questions. Here's Travis Kelce talking about, is he going to retire? His girlfriend, maybe more. We don't know.
We don't know.
We don't know that. Nobody knows that, I don't think. Had a T tattooed on her thigh. Did you see it?
Nice little chain.
That was his hat?
With a charm. I don't know if it was
Tattoo?
I
I think it was a
I
chain.
think it was a chain.
Could have been like a henna tattoo.
Yeah, something.
That'd be sweet.
A T with a charm, and I believe there's a song that has something about that in the entirety of it. But this guy, he's on stages around the world. He's smitten with the biggest star on earth.
Mm-hmm.
This guy, he's played enough football. He wants to retire. That's everybody. Everybody's trying to put a deadline, an expiration date on Travis Kelce's career.
Mm-hmm.
Here's him addressing that subject last night.
Where will I be in 3 years? Oh man, I don't know. Hopefully, still playing football. I love doing this. I love coming into work every day, and I feel like I still got a lot of good football left in me. But we'll see what happens. I know I've been setting myself up for other opportunities in my life, and that's always been the goal. Knowing that football only lasts for so long, you got to find a way to get into another career, into another profession, and I've been doing that in my off seasons. But for the most part, I plan on being a Kansas City Chief and playing football.
Okay, so that's 3 years he was asked. So that you would say next year he's still thinking about ball very clearly. Ownership of the Kansas City Chiefs.
The Hunt family?
Hunt, it was asked about Andy Reid coming back next year. So what we're talking about right now, seemingly with this Chiefs team, is what we're about to see for the next 10 years, D-Butch?
Yeah.
Is that what it sounds like from these guys?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure Chiefs fans love to hear that. I'm sure he wants to, break some more records, and yeah, he has been setting himself up off the field. And then Andy Reid, I mean, you never know when those guys decide to walk away and decide that, hey, it's time to spend some more time with family. But, I mean, they're on the precipice of history.
Yeah, absolutely. And some people get addicted to the confetti too, AJ.
Yeah.
And it feels like these guys, remember after last year's Super Bowl, immediately after the Super Bowl win, they were doing an interview, maybe with Berman. Berman might have been on the sideline for, his show, NFL
Prime time.
which needs more airtime.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, because it's Chris Berman on there. But immediately after winning that Super Bowl, him and Patrick both were like, nobody's ever won 3 straight. That was immediately after winning it. These guys want to be great. These guys want to be historic. And I think he even answered a question about holding up his end of the bargain with dating Taylor Swift. Everybody thinks he wants to retire because of Taylor Swift. And instead, it's the complete opposite. It's like, I kind of got to hold up my end of this shit. You're talking about biggest, most famous, wealthiest, most successful, greatest.
He wants to show her what he does, right? He wants to show her what he does. Great. Why would he want to stop? She just stepped into his life whenever this was, 2 years ago. Yeah, he wants to be like, hey, this is what I do. Why would he want to walk away?
Yeah, I don't know why that was the angle people were having. Well, he's dating Taylor now, so he's probably done. It's like, you don't think Taylor is making him better, probably? You don't think he's probably literally, and I know people hate talking about Taylor Swift, even though the population of the game, or how popular the game is, bigger than ever. The amount of things that she has done positively for the game of football and the sport as a whole, so huge, let alone little girls, just connectivity between dads. I mean, just all good, I think. Now granted, there's people that are going to say bad, but it's like, she's a dog, okay? She is a beast. I watched a documentary about her because my wife is a massive fan. It's like, those songs ain't writing themselves, okay? Nope. And it's her. And the marketing behind it, these marketing schemes and business plan and strategy and everything, it's like, those are coming from her. She's a workhorse. An absolute workhorse who's like a perfectionist, everything. She's a dog. She is an absolute dog, which is why I think she only motivates Travis to continue to go and to continue, as he would say, to hold up his end of the bargain in the entire thing. And they're, two greats, two goats dating is a beautiful thing for society People want to hate him, though. People want to hate him bad for it all. And I guess that's always going to exist. But I think Travis is only going to get better because of his relationship with Taylor. And I think he'll probably say it's already happened.
Yeah, I mean, there's like that, notion that like all these guys want to win a Super Bowl and then just like walk off into the sunset, retire. But it's like, if you look at how the Chiefs are positioned right now, he's only, 35? Like, he's still got – it's not like he's been super injured throughout his career. Like, if they do win this Super Bowl and they win 3 in a row and Mahomes is going to be there, all these other guys are going to be there, Andy Reid's going to be there, like, why not try to win 5 Super Bowls in a row? It's like he still feels like he can play. It's not like his productivity has dropped off drastically. Like, we're just talking about how, maybe he didn't have the greatest regular season of his career this year, but boom, once the playoffs get here, like –
hey, this matters.
Yeah,
okay,
exactly.
Let me flip the switch. And, you talk about that big moment, and, I mean, doing that obviously is hilarious and awesome in a big game, and he's done it numerous times. But, like, in the biggest moments, that energy he feels, he lives off of, I think. If you talk about where's he going to chase that dragon at if he's not playing football? Like, of course, he'll be able to go on stage with Taylor, and he'll be able to do things like that. But where's he going to be able to get his sense of competition and fulfillment whenever it comes? Just like, I don't know. I didn't like the notion that everybody just assumed he was going to be done just because he's dating Taylor. He signed a 2-year deal last April, I guess, with the Chiefs. I assume they'll keep him around for as long as he would want to play. But they were calling for his demise this year pretty loudly. And then the playoffs happen, and who's taking over games? Travis Kelce is again.
Yeah, and then even just think about like earlier in the year when Rashee Rice was healthy, like he is just now kind of entering the like passing on the torch of information that he has. Like Rashee Rice came out and talked about how like him and Travis would work together and kind of he would show him or kind of explain where he's sitting down, why he's sitting down, when to sit down. Then Rashee Rice was off to a historic start before he, got his season-ending injury. Yep. So it's one of those things too where he's just now starting that like kind of passing of the torch and giving all that information and knowledge back to the game.
Yeah, where he's at in his career, he would want to a guy that, because Rashee Rice had become kind of the focal point of the passing offense, and Travis would almost be the number 2. And then once the games really start to matter, once the rubber meets the road, playoff time, Super Bowl time, he comes and he takes over games. But yeah, at that point in the career, and you mentioned it, Patrick Mahomes got another 10 years. He'll be playing left. Andy Reid, he'll be at a coach as long as he wants to. Chris Jones on the other side of the football. Why not ride this thing till the wheels fall off?
Yeah, and greats want to be great, And if they win another Super Bowl, I feel like we need to.
It's going to be a 4.
Yeah.
Let's continue to do that.
Gives you more motivation, man. I feel like these guys especially, like the more Super Bowls they win, the more they want to win because everything else is just garbage. We don't win at all. That means nothing.
And then if they lose the Super Bowl, it's like, well, we can't go out like that.
Yeah.
And there's just always something. There's always, for these particular humans, there's always something that is life or death to chase. Like there's always, well, obviously I had to. Oh yeah, of course. Well, obviously I had to. We didn't make the playoffs, so there's no way I was gonna. We lost in the wild card round. That's not who we. So like anything is potential life or death motivation for these types of guys. And I think we should talk about Travis as if he is one of those guys because he is. That's just a matter of fact. Let's hear what Howie Roseman has to say.
Particularly impressive for you?
I think the first thing is that he's really keys on connection. He keys on connection with his staff, with me, with Jeffrey, and with the player. And you see that because the best teams also are the most together teams. And so, he really feels that strong. He also trusts, he trusts me to do my job. He doesn't second guess. He doesn't second guess his coaches, his coordinator. He does a great job with the detail of the team. He does a great job with the strategy with the team. He puts the players in a position where he tells them what's going to happen during the week, and then it happens, so he has incredible credibility. And I think that what a lot of people see as his fire and passion on game day, we see as a positive during the week, and how much energy he brings to this game that he loves. He's done an unbelievable job.
Oh, wait, but I thought Sirianni knew he was
He's just a big dumb dick.
No, well, it seems as if he's maybe
not big dumb dick.
Is that what Howie just said? That he wasn't?
Kind of just said that he's actually I don't know. Beautiful mind, brilliant football coach.
So not.
So not a big dumb. Actually, the complete opposite of a big dumb.
How is it? You know, we're just learning about Mekhi Becton being a Sirianni idea.
Yeah.
Moving him into guard. Just hearing about that now. You know, that would have been a nice piece of information.
Yeah.
You know, to potentially be out there as your offensive line is dominating games and winning games when every lower third that is on TV says the dumbest guy in all of ball is the head coach of Nick Sirianni, question mark? That's lower third.
Mm-hmm.
That is it all. Do you think?
So stupid.
It is crazy, isn't it?
It's so stupid.
Why is it because of the way he talks, what do you think? The way he acts, obviously, is a little bit different. He does have the moment with the crowds after games. He is talking, but he's a former player. He's a former wide receiver.
Yep.
Why do you think he does get judged? And how good does this all feel now, I assume, for Sirianni, for people to give him a little bit of credit, especially from within?
I mean, it's got to be a part, part of it is the market he's in. It's a huge market. It's a huge team. It is a job that everybody wants, and it's a certain way that people think people should go about doing their job. But when we're in the business, in a league where you're trying to hire and fire 7 or 8 coaches every year to find the right guy to cultivate, the right guy to build a team. If you could just put a bunch of talented guys together. The Eagles, when they put the dream team together, quote unquote, you got to have the right guy in there to steer the ship, to send that messaging, to take care of all the little we don't see most of it. All we see is the press conferences, after games, after practices, talking about injuries and things like that. And even that move that Becton going to guard, the fact that Sirianni didn't care that it wasn't out there, this whole time, and you got, the best O-line. Like that, I think that speaks volumes. What Saquon has said, him even talking about Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown dumping the Gatorade on him, like how much that meant to him. And Sirianni has been a wide receivers guy throughout his coaching tenure, but knowing hey, this team, let's build this team through behind this offensive line and behind our run game. Let's get our explosive plays there. And you just kind of everybody's got to sacrifice at some point when it comes to winning a championship. So,
yeah, but not everybody does in a lot of different places.
No.
People aren't willing to do as such.
Yeah, and that's what tears teams apart at the seams a lot of times. So the fact that you can get these different egos to kind of take a different step back for the greater good, and once they're important, if they win on Sunday, it's all not it's all for the greater cause, obviously. But Sirianni's done a great job.
I think so too. I really enjoy him.
He's the man.
I really enjoy him.
Yeah, he's
I also love that they just took shots at him all year.
Yeah.
Because the way Sirianni is, we know how he is. If they win that game, the way he'll.
Oh man.
Oh yeah. Yep.
So, and then he'll say something.
He might say that in the press conference.
What's that?
Oh, I thought I was just a big dumb dude. He legit might say that. Hopefully.
O-line, D-line.
Howie. O-line, D-line.
Even Howie. A lot of people took shots at Howie for years.
The accountant is running the NFL team.
Exactly. The way he's put this team together, the chance that he's paying a running back, because now everybody can look at it and say, obviously Saquon Barkley, he was the number 2 draft pick, he was the most talented back in the league, but for a while, for years in New York when he was banged up, a lot of people didn't look at, hey, $13 million a year when you already paid your quarterback $50+ a year is the right move. So shout out to Howie too, and all the other things that he did draft wise and free agent wise.
And also selling Saquon, because there's a lot of reports coming out there. There's probably 2 other offers that were bigger than the Eagles offer, but obviously Saquon being from the area and wanting to go play for the Eagles is the reason why he took it. So Howie had to sell him. Sirianni had to sell him. Kellen had to sell him. That obviously ends up paying off.